Good morning, dear students. I, Professor Basuraj Kuluche, welcome you all for today's lecture of business communication. In previous class, we have seen the importance or what is job application and how it plays role in getting a job. So, today we shall see the various types of job applications. That is, there are two types of job applications, that is solicited and unsolicited. Here, the letter of application tries to build a relationship between a prospective employee and the employer, where writing an application for a job is nothing but making of him or marketing of him or marketing his skills, his knowledge, his abilities, or his knowledge. Here, application letter is an exposure of one's personality to prospective employer. Everybody's personality will be exposed to the employer through the job application. That's why here job application is very important. It must be impressive and offer alternative candidature. When the various job applications are compared, the job application which makes impression on the employer will be an best alternative for the employer. While writing a job application letter, a due care must be taken to see that it is free from grammatical errors, spelling errors. It should include all the details about the candidate. The letter of application are of two types here, as we discussed, that is solicited application letter and unsolicited application. Here, solicited applications where an application is submitted by the candidate in response to any kind of advertisement published by the prospective employer. This type of application is called as solicited application. Whenever we see an ad in the newspaper or whenever we see some vacancy details on social media or anywhere, looking at that ad or that vacancy details, when we apply for that post or for that vacancy, that type of job application is known as solicited application, wherein the employer gives an ad or the employer is giving the vacancy details at his place. Looking at that details, when we apply, that type of applications are known as solicited applications. When we see these kind of ads either in newspaper, TV, internet, social media, or any other mean, wherever this ad is being placed, looking at that ad, when we contact or when we apply for a particular vacancy, these type of applications are known as solicited applications. And the second type is unsolicited applications or unsolicited job applications. Whenever, say, a candidate submits application or when an application is submitted by the candidate on his own initiation or interest, it is called as unsolicited application. Suppose, say, if I like some organization, say Infosys or Wipro, whichever it is, I like that organization and that culture and I want to work there. So, with that interest, what I do is I submit a job application in such an organization. At that point of time, these organizations or these applications, when we are submitting on our own interest, we don't know whether there are vacancies or no. Neither the employer has given any ad regarding the available vacancies in his organization, but we are submitting our application with our own interest. These kind of applications are known as unsolicited applications. So we need to remember There are two types of job applications, that is solicited and unsolicited. Solicited are those job applications when an ad is given and a response to that ad when we submit a job application. Those type of applications are known as solicited applications. And unsolicited applications are those applications when we submit a job application with our own interest. Okay, so these are two types. The next important thing in employment communication is self-analysis. In simple words, self-analysis means understanding ourselves. Here, analyzing ourselves is very important, because when we analyze ourselves, we get more information about our skills, our knowledge, our areas of expertise, our loopholes, our weaknesses, our strengths, etc. etc. Here, the types of analysis are very interesting, but those aspects are not there in your syllabus. But the Johari window or SWOT analysis, these kind of analysis, when we make on our own personality, at that point of time, we will be, say, analyzing ourselves in every dimension, in every skill set, and we will be checking what knowledge level we are having. So here an aspirant of a job has to make self-analysis and try to give maximum information in a systematic manner. Here employer require information, and that information we need to give, and we need to give the maximum information what we have in a proper way. So for that purpose, we should analyze ourselves. We should know what we are having, what skills we are having, what knowledge we are having, what abilities we are having, and based on that we need to analyze ourselves. That's why here an aspirant of job should analyze himself and try to give maximum information in a systematic manner. When we can do this, giving maximum information with a systematic manner, when we analyze ourselves, when we know what are our skills, what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, what we have opportunities, what are our threats. So that's why here self-analysis is very important. The detail regarding education, qualification, objective, work experience, awards received, personal details, references, etc. should be given properly in a job application. So with that, here a candidate should mention these things in biodata, resume, or curriculum vitae or CV. So we need to know what are these things. When we are submitting our application, at that point of time, we are submitting these informations either with biodata, resume, or a CV. So these concepts we need to know, and when we can write these information or these things properly is when we analyze ourselves. That's why every job aspirant should analyze himself, analyze his knowledge, analyze his skills, analyze his knowledge or additional skill sets what an individual is having. When we analyze all these things, then we can write these things in resume, biodata, or CV. So let us see here the simple things about biodata, resume. Here biodata, it is a short form of biographic data. Biodata means biographic data, but not here. One thing we need to remember, when we say biographic data, everything about ourselves. So it is a short form of biographic data, but not note it outdated. Here it provides details of candidates in brief, so it is known as biodata. The next thing is resume. It is the summary of education and employment background of a candidate. In resume, the education background, the additional learnings, or previous job experiences or background of his employment is given in this. This highlights only the specific skills and generally provides within a page. So, a resume is a information or a summary sheet within a page about a candidate. And CV or curriculum vitae, it means the course of life. It is written about the objectives, educational qualification, accomplishments, experience, publications, awards, competition winnings, extra assignments, etc. etc. So everything is given in detail. So this is about the CV. So we have understood biodata, resume and CV. Let us see the differentiation between CV and resume. One 5 marks question may come for your examination saying differentiate or distinction between CV and resume. Here CV, it is lengthy. It gives all detail, all information about a particular candidate. It gives information about his complete background. But resume, it is very short. It is given in a one page information or a brief information. Then second point of difference is it is more descriptive. CV is given more descriptive, more detailed, and maximum information is given in CV. Whereas resume is very brief. In brief, the details are given to the employer. Then third point of difference is it is used for applying academic and research positions. Whereas resume, it is used for applying for non-academic jobs. When we are applying for any academic job, that time we submit CV, and when we are applying for non-academic jobs, that time we need to submit resume. Then next point of difference is CV includes awards, honors and any other scholarly works, etc. But resume, it does not include letter of application. So these are the differences between the CV and resume. With this, we shall stop here in this class. Rest things we shall see in next class. Thank you. Good day.